Welcome back to the garage. Forgot to do an intro for this video. I've been working on the car for about 3 days on and off. Here we're pulling the spark plugs because the car decided to die again. We got it running in the last video under its own power and it was running, but I went to go back out to move it, and as soon as it went into gear, it died again. Off camera, I cleaned off the idle air control valve and did some other things that again found issues with, and this is where we picked up, is finding the spark plugs. You can see there's a heavy amount of oil on the threads and the plugs are absolutely cooked. All four look like this. They are horrendous. So we're trying to figure out now what's going on, and later in the video it shows a cylinder 1 misfire. This is actually misfiring on all 4 cylinders. It again will not hold an idle, and it's misfiring on all 4 cylinders. So hope you guys enjoy the video. We're still working on trying to figure out what it is. If you guys have any ideas or any help, please let me know in the comment section. So enjoy the video. I'll see you guys at the end.
Forgot to hit record. So we pulled out the spark plugs, and as you can see, these things are pretty cooked. Some of these were actually even coating the whole socket with oil. All 4 plugs are absolutely fouled out and probably giving a random misfire. You can even see the dark ring right where the porcelain ends. So then we thought, okay, well, we're going to take the valve covers off. Got the valve cover off to replace the tube seals. Found some more stuff. Can you see all the dust hanging in the cam gears? I don't know if you could see all of it down in there. But there's actually, and they did do the timing belt like you said they did. But right on this edge where it gets kind of shiny, right along here, it was rubbing.
So this ended up actually being the timing cover on the backside of the cam gears was getting eaten up. It's not the actual timing belt, which is a big relief.
Started to eat the belt. So good thing we did. I mean, it's coated all the way down in here. So the motor is in time. It does turn very well. Obviously, we heard it running. There was no problems with it. So we're going to go and get a valve cover set with the grommets and maybe see if we can get a new cam seal to replace this shitty one. Also going to have to get plugs. I'm pretty sure the wires are fine, but we're going to need plugs because those are toast. So we'll be back when we get that and try and get this thing running right. Nice. The bracket, yeah, the bracket can go on later. Just gonna do it by hand now. My little ratchet. New plugs are in. Alright. So what we're gonna try and do is go over to this side and get. No, I'm not gonna worry about it too just yet, because we're gonna take the cap off. So we're gonna just vacuum everything out of in here. See if we can get all that stuff out of there. So. Now we're out of air again. All right. So we left the plastic piece off. We're not gonna put this back on. Yeah. It's okay. It doesn't need it. It would be nice. There. That is. All right, that's all the way on there. Let's move everything out of the bay. I think everything is plugged back in. All right, let me clear the codes. Yeah, the ground's back in there. Clear the codes, and then we'll see if it'll run. Ugh. Actually, I don't think any codes are on. Let's see if it starts. Well, tried to. Then it didn't. Okay, so it's running on its own right now. Go ahead and open this. All right, just got to check engine light. The check engine light just came on. Oh, that one? Okay. You can still hear that mist. Still doing it, okay. So now we have a specific cylinder that's giving us an issue. Could be still the plug wire. Probably should have got wires, yes. Pretty bad. Wow. Okay, so we replaced the spark plugs that were completely fouled out, redid the valve cover gasket. The map sensor's been replaced. Still getting a cylinder 1 or a random misfire.
At this moment, I'm not too sure what Brown is doing. She's just recording this spider that decided to crawl along the fender while I'm racking my brain inside the car to figure out why this won't work. Enjoy the spider.
Okay. It is late. I've got the distributor. Got my buddy's distributor that he's let me have. Right here. Oh, there's a bird here. So, obviously I'm going to take a couple of things off mine. So I'm going to go ahead and pull mine off. Go ahead and swap over the rotor button. Get it turned. Should be able to turn this. This thing is good. Quite a little bit of wiggle. Alright, it's absolute mess. Got a big mess we got going on here. This shaft on the old one seems to be really having a lot of play to it. I don't want to keep taking it apart a lot, but this shaft seems like it's got some play. I don't know if it'll be a problem, but I'm just going to take this one apart and maybe take the igniter out of his. Maybe we'll just swap it over, just see. This bird may actually run into me in here. I don't know where it's going. There's a bird's nest in the attic. I don't know if you can see. It's got a lot of play to it. This one, tight. Got like some up and down movement. Does this one do that? Yeah. Looks like it's like missing. No, maybe it's not missing something. Found the ignition fuse was also heavily corroded. So we're going to try this distributor. And if this distributor works, I may like pull out the igniter and put it into the other one. Just because this shaft does seem to have a little bit of play to it. This is where we got everything all back together here. Everything's all plugged back in. Nice and tight. So see what she'll do. I probably should pop this up because it was running. Perfect. Okay. Here goes nothing. Really hope this works. Okay, not a great sign. Interesting. Maybe I put the distributor on backwards. 1 sec. Alright, little whoops on my part. Had the firing order mix up on the distributor after I put it back on. Okay, let's see what it'll do now. Okay. Hope and a prayer. That sounded really bad. Oh. Whoops, I think I forgot to take something off the crank. Ooh. Well, hope they didn't jump timing. Oopsies. Still dying.
What's happening, everybody? So, the car still isn't running. I have now decided that I'm going to replace the fuel pressure regulator. Because everything is running so rich, I'm starting to think that maybe we are not having a fuel issue, but a fuel regulation issue, fuel pressure regulator. I pulled off the regulator and I couldn't actually see any issues with it, but I'm gonna go with instinct, which has not really been right yet, but planning that it hopefully will soon. So I'm gonna go to the store, grab a fuel pressure regulator, because everything else that I've found has been fine. The fuel trims are reading -29. -29. It is pulling so much fuel, it's ridiculous. Won't run. But when you first turn the key on, it'll fire up for a few seconds, and then it dies out. But the plugs are really, really dark. They're running really rich. So, I'm pretty sure we have something giving way too much fuel. And I can't necessarily say a leaky injector is the problem. Now, mind you, if I do the regulator and it still doesn't work, I'm gonna have to pull the fuel rail and see what's going on with the injectors. I guess I don't know. All right, welcome back. I don't know what's going on with the GoPro. For some reason, it is not. It might be low on battery or something. But here's the update we got so far on the 2001 Honda CRV. We have just replaced the fuel pressure regulator. It did not change anything. So it is still doing the exact same thing that it was before. I don't know what the problem is so far. We have changed a plethora of parts, things that were showing issues, but it seems to be we're not hitting the exact issue that's causing it not to want to idle and run. Total recap of what we have replaced so far. The distributor cap, the wires, the rotor button, the plugs, the map sensor, the fuel pressure regulator, the battery, and some of the fuses. Only thing that I've thrown at this that I wasn't really sure why or what could have been the issue was the fuel pressure regulator, because it was running so rich with the live data that I was getting from my scanner. It was showing that it was running rich because I could smell it. I could see it on the plugs are completely black, but it was throwing negative fuel trims, like it was trying to pull fuel. So I was thinking, oh, the fuel pressure regulator isn't regulating the fuel properly. It's just dumping it all over in all the cylinders. And so then it's trying to burn it, but it can't do it properly. That was my thought process. Turns out that wasn't, I guess, fully the issue. So the other things is, yes, the plugs were fouled out. The valve cover gasket had to be changed. We checked the valve latch just when we had it off. We checked the timing. It was good. We've checked the grounds. Those are good. Everything with the distributor was kind of a little janky. I opened up the old distributor and the igniter did have a big spot, rust spot on the igniter. So I'm not too sure. The only things I haven't done, because I do not have those, is a compression test and a leak down test. I don't think a compression test is needed. Let me know what you guys think, because it does run if you give it gas enough, and it'll kind of idle surge on its own, which makes you think idle air control valve. But I've never had an idle air control valve stop the car from running. Like, just full on, it won't even like turn on unless you give it gas. That just seems weird to me. I mean, at this point, I don't know, anything could be possible. I've thrown a lot at this and it's still not working. So I'm going to keep going with it, but that's where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to continue in with this, and I'll update as we go. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.